Perfect. Don't go, so 6 o'clock, we got start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recognize Deputy Clerk, November 17th. We will proceed with the approval of minutes from our November 3rd meeting.
Motion to approve minutes from the November 3rd meeting.
Second.
Motion from Brian Lee,
Right now.
second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So that passes. We'll move on to the accounts payable for the period ending November 17th. Any questions, concerns?
Make a motion to approve accounts payable for November 17th, 2025.
Trying to think of a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the accounts payable say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. So that passes. We'll go on to the payroll voucher for the period ending November 14th. Questions, concerns? If not, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve our voucher November 14th.
And one of the motions are second.
Second.
You have to do what, rule 10?
What I move?
We got to do what,
You go on.
rule 10. All right, all those in favor of the payroll voucher as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. So that passes. All right. We'll move on to our department head reports with police department.
The month of October, the department had 175 cases drawn. They wrote 2 citations, 1 traffic warning, made 9 arrests, worked 13 property damage accidents, worked 5 personal injury accidents. Department stopped 177 cars, and they did 32 security checks and filed 3 cases of fraud.
Any questions for that? Real quick, I know what the answer is going to be. I want to ask. The new road, Brian, going down to school, River Streets. Has there been at the school level a plan of how pickup drop off works? There is. Okay, my next question is. Do we know, is there, I know the potentially gonna come back to us, but there is a portable stop sign on the end. Are there gonna be stop signs along that freeway, or is that just gonna be down Sugar till you intersect from the school road? You know, is there any plans for right there?
You're talking about coming down and then making a left and right there before you get to the.
So you take a right surge on Sugar.
Okay.
You go up, come down till you come to the T. On the right hand side, there's stop signs, portable, it's knocked over. But if you stop there, is the cross traffic, does that stop? Will it be
No.
everywhere?
No, they don't stop.
They will not stop. Okay.
I did confirm earlier, on the school portion, there's speed bumps,
Yes.
because there are none on Sugar Street. So in the last meeting, we discussed that traffic, our side, you've got a speed bump right, not quite right in front of the,
Yeah.
those places, but just before you get to the school side, there's a large speed bump. In fact, there's a few down through there. So that's been addressed. I don't know what you might, how you might want to handle that on the Sugar Street if you're thinking people are going too fast. But that's obviously kind of.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a traffic pattern for pickup drop off. How that right now, you know, portable signs, there's nothing else permanently fixed.
Because in the morning, they come down the new road, stop there, that's a temporary sign, they turn left. Pickup in the afternoon is everyone goes down Water Street and then turns, before you get to the funeral home, or nursing home.
So I gotta back that, I apologize. I said Sugar, I meant Water Street.
Water Street.
At the Water
Because
Street.
once you turn, they want everyone to pull in there and then go in that way and start forming 2 lines. So they used to have it to where you can form 1 line, but then it's like 235, you can start forming a second line, but the second line has to stop here at the entrance to the new parking lot, and then they said, okay, this isn't working, so now it's 2 lines all the way back. They want everybody to come down Water going that way, but that's full, then people still can come in off, Spurgeon side.
Okay.
But then those cars have to wait until all the other traffic goes.
I see. And then everybody's exiting from.
They exit back out on the counter.
I just wanted to ask that while you move up to your feet. All right, any other questions for Joe? If not, Joe, thank you. All right, moving on to Scott, replace the order.
Monthly report for October, removal of CBOD was 99.471%. Removal of total suspended solids was 99.080%. Removal of ammonia was 98.618%. Removal of phosphorus was 93.387%. Our daily average flow was 224,000 gallons a day. For the month, we treated 8,648,953 gallons, and we had no MPDS permit violation. Belt press 49,604 gallons. We had done flow the drum screen. Still getting everything we need on our monthly forms from the JC store. Working on quarterly and with the upcoming also holiday jetting. We cleaned our manhole 431. Backed out the Long Road lift station. Do you know where Zach at on the surplus status?
We're supposed to get that tonight too. There's 3 things
Okay,
we're not gonna get tonight because he's ill.
that's fine. Still working on equipment maintenance. Got all the winterizing of the plant done. Our new hire, Johnny, actually started today. And kind of worked out well. There's 4 jobs at the plant. Well, 3 at the plant, 1 at the lift station that they're bad. I mean, there's just no 2 ways around it. 2 of them we had to perform today. So he didn't see the plant, so
I need to give you paperwork. We need to get that done quickly.
it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And I worked, there's like 4 forms in that packet, I think. But you gave me that.
Okay,
I
so
got it.
he's covered.
Yeah. Our MPDS permit renewal, we have to have, if we have any comments on draft permit by December the 1st. Bob got through all of it. As far as I can tell so far, nothing has changed on the permit. Next items are on the kind of repair log. I'm still waiting on Reedy's on the budget review to see exactly where I'm at before I start down working on those. System to middle school, they're at the end of October with an odor complaint. ENH2 meeting, had their annual inspection on the 12th of this month. The lots at 521 West Commerce, once again, discussed their lateral options, that how they're gonna have to somehow do an easement to get out to that Francis Street, that's where our sanitary sewer is. Having some, every once in a while, on one of our RAS meters, just some spikes and stuff on that don't make sense on the flow meter. I'm kind of still working through on that. And Foresight, survey got a hold of me, kind of working on the subdivision connection points over at the elementary school. They thought they could hook on to like the village and go out that way, but when they put the village system in, it's put in pretty much just for the village, so there's little or no capacity there. I'm a little confused because when it started, HWC was going to route everything like heading back toward the softball field and then head out east toward the county road to tie into our sewer main out there. So I told them, I showed them where our sewers were and showed them the different options that they got. So that's all I've got.
Can you, when you're refresher on the St. Glass, the RNS2, what exactly that is?
So return activated sludge, There's flow meters, one on each one, and that one, every once in a while it'll drop off, and every once in a while it'll be showing. You can look at the hertz on the VFD and it'll be running maybe 30%, but it's showing it's pumping 300 gallons, but it's not pumping 300 gallons. So I'm trying to work through on what I've got going on there.
What's your new hire's name, Johnny? Well,
Better, Jamie.
You go by John?
Hmm?
Does he go by John?
Yes.
Any other questions, concerns? Mike, please, Scott.
Did it, I mean, EH's annual inspection, you did the inspection and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Moving on to the supervisor.
We had 34 locates, 0 choke ups and 2 dogs for like 4 days.
And those ones we charged for, right?
Yes.
And we ordered one.
We did, we charged, you got paid.
All right, we picked up limbs and yard waste, clean grates, empty trash cans downtown, mowed and weeded, started making brine, getting the winter stuff out, summer stuff put up. Did some maintenance on the vehicles and the backhoe. Started picking up leaves. Cut some limbs around town.
for all the flowers gone that were in the pots, the big pots, everything. Frost knocked them out, didn't it?
Any other questions, Sean? Yeah, thanks, sir. Move on to Brian, this is, how's your school?
Let's see here. Gonna be meeting, here this week with a tree crew to discuss raising the canopy on several trees. Mainly concerned about the valley, bringing parking lots down there for the VDA. And then identify some potential trees be removed.
Where's that again? Sorry, I heard you.
The
Trees
trees,
where?
trees, there's a couple Kevin and I have identified that probably need to come out. Also raising the canopy on some of the ones in the valley. There's several overhang, way too low, we should raise the canopy on those. I figure if I've got one in there removing some, might as well trim the canopy and raise that up a bit.
But not over by my play area, like the play area, right?
Yeah,
Not mine, but-
your play area. Yeah, it's good, it's fine,
Well, I mean, I'm like, well,
unless it's in the utility way, and there's two at the VDA that you can get out, the ones over there.
that's what I'm wondering. if
The
it's gonna be
scraggly,
that-
ugly ones, yes, those are gonna probably.
Yeah, okay.
They're nicer. The good pretty ones we're keeping. But yeah, so we'll meet with him this week at the park. B&H has removed the pool pumps and we'll be storing them and servicing them this winter. We still, we haven't received a bill, correct? We
Yes, I do.
just for removing.
I have the maintenance too.
Good. Was it astronomical?
No, they broke it down into, three bills, pay 1 month. But it was less than, yeah,
It was how much?
1,300 a month. 3 times.
You said it would be cheaper that way than it
Yeah.
would just have all yanked out service. Okay.
I've got the quotes and they'll just send me a bill once a month.
Yeah, perfect. So you got that, of course, like I mentioned last meeting, Kevin did identify a few holes in the liner that are gonna need repaired. Both bottom and top of the liner, some damaged liner. That can be a problem from time to time. Any basketball courts, or have they started the paving yet?
It's done
Paving, good, last couple days.
today, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
I think it was travel yesterday. so
Yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah.
Maybe today, it was supposed to be,
Good.
so be done tomorrow.
Good, great.
I mean, we can get on it tomorrow. Like, it's done.
Great. Yeah, last time I drove over there, it was still dirt, so I'm wondering if it's gonna be early this week. That's about all. The next meeting is gonna be January, which is our annual reorg meeting in January, so date to be determined. Any questions on that?
The, playground should be done by Thursday. It's all done except for, borders around the outside, little bitty random things here and there, but like everything that is pretty much in concrete, because that was what was worrying me. And the 2 benches and the 2 J features are getting a 24-inch auger delivered tomorrow, hopefully, to do those holes, I guess. And then that'll all be done, and then the mulch will be delivered Wednesday or Thursday, depending on rain, so Thursday. And then, then we should be good to go. I'm trying to get done by Thanksgiving so that people can play.
Are we getting internet over there?
Okay, so Jamie, you wanna talk about the internet?
We're working on it.
Okay.
So we've had REMC out there and we'd have to find a grant to pay for the equipment. And once it's stored, they will provide access to the public. No streaming, no cameras, none of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But, access to the public and REMC, my understanding is that they will continue to cover that cost then.
We just
So it's
need the
just that
initial.
upfront.
So the cameras, would we be able to have cameras from the town on it?
No, not on that. We would have to get an account. And that's like did he say $54.99 a month?
Right. Because they don't want neighboring houses to stream on their TVs. If they do so, get it so high, then we have everybody on streaming. Levels.
Okay.
So, but for $50 a month, we're good.
Cause I just know we were talking,
Right.
I went out there Saturday and Hanley, this officer Hanley was sitting over there and he said there'd been some people back there, I'll be messing around with stuff, so.
So we definitely need to figure it out.
We can get service through it, but the REMC would not provide.
Okay, but it is options, we want to, okay,
Yes,
thank you.
they can do anything that you want underneath, whatever. So there'll be this overarching service, and then they can run private lines from it as well.
And if also was a big door, but we think we can get that.
Do they set an access point?
Probably, right there, we were looking at them putting in a metal pole near where the volleyball courts and all of that comes together.
Okay, because that would benefit baseball.
Yeah.
Folks as well.
Anybody who was there could use the public, but if they wanted to run anything, they'd have to get it.
Perfect. Any other-
So that's exciting.
You good?
Anyone support?
Well, I think Wednesday we find out about the visitors center grant, isn't that right? That's what I read somewhere.
It should be soon, both that and the T-Mobile, we should hear before the end of the month.
Hopefully on that. And Jade's working on some other grant ideas, options, I don't know if you want to talk about them. What do you? Do you guys want to hear?
Lots of fun stuff going on. I think the one I'm most excited about is the Community Foundation has put in a grant that could benefit us in some different ways for the Lilly Foundation. We'll know about that before the end of the year too. I'll come back to that, talk more about what we can do. There's nothing set on what we have to do. It's going to be the enhanced food systems, which the park can be a feature of and other things. Hopefully I can come back and talk.
And I did meet with Duke today. Which she was very nice. He used to be mayor governor for like 14 years.
He's on JC.
Oh, yeah, so he came to see the park. And I was trying to originally get the grant for all the underground covered to do, but their funding was gone. So he met with me today, went to the park, loved it. So he's going to try to, obviously, our Duke will be done, but he thinks if January, if we come up with something that they could give a grant to us for the park, they could do that. Example, he said like a teeter-totter, if the teeter-totters was within the amount that they would have done for the, they could give us the teeter-totter, they could supply. So yes, we had to pay that, but in the grounds, they'll try to offset somehow since we had to get that done with the easements to get it all ready to go, so he was very good. That's good news too.
While we're talking about the park, so I don't forget, the people, who play volleyball over there, they asked if we could mention it to you wherever you end up moving them, like over by the pickleball or whatever, if they could just, like right now, their courts are like this, if they could be opposite, so that they don't have the sun blaring in their eyes. I said, I
And I
would,
did hear that pickleball would like it over there, because they were thinking if some more people over there, the more active get restroom.
I said, so just,
It's a trade-off.
shift
We
the
need to
direction
model.
there
Just the direction of all it.
Really good.
because of the sun, that's their only request.
We even installed shades just for that reason.
So I can't say that.
It's east-west, but it should not be fixing.
Depends which team you're on.
Yeah.
What time of day it is.
But the guy from RMC, Alex, did have, because he was asking us all kinds of questions about the pickleball, about the VBA association or what all, and he's from Orleans, correct?
Yes.
He mentioned that we should think about adopting, they have, guidelines put from their town council for the VBA association. If we don't really have any guidelines to tell these people, it's kind of like, they can do what they want, but he said they have set guidelines, I don't know if we can get us a copy. You know what I'm saying, that, so that
For any of the organizations.
yeah, it's the organizations of this is your responsibility to maintain, like, are they maintaining it, are they not? Who's the responsibility of what, because we really don't know. More black or white, stuff, that's the idea, suggestion.
I'll look and try to check out some of those to see if others have the guidelines and what they are.
Anything else, Bart? All right, Ryan, continue school board.
All right, elementary project is 99% complete. We just got a couple checklist items for this year there. A couple of things outside, a few things inside, like a section of bleachers got stuff, just stuff like that we're running through. But it's pretty much done at this point. It is being used. Our January 2026 school board meeting is going to be held in the gym. So it'll be a good chance for everybody.
What's the date? Do you know yet?
Of our next, or our January meeting?
Yes, sir.
It is January 13th,
What time? 7:30.
7:30.
Thank you. Yep.
Let's see here. We should be receiving the Ready Grant money here very soon. Obviously, as you know, it's going towards the roadways, parking lot, and the infrastructure. It's got mentioned for the lots. Part of the reason we're having a discussion about the sewer is that we're trying to plan, not necessarily in multiple phases, but plan for in 5 years if we want to use another section of the lots. We're going to go down that main street for sure with 4 lots. We're also thinking about what can we possibly put over on the other side. If we want to have 2 lots eventually over there, let's plan ahead now and get it all done in the initial setup. So that's why we're kind of discussing, we're going to have an engineering firm come in and decide what we need to do as far as infrastructure. But we are planning to develop the other side, maybe at a later time, but because we're landlocked, you don't want to do that just yet. So you never know what you might need to use that. Also, we're still in the works. We haven't heard anything officially from Zach on the dedication of the street. Has he mentioned anything about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I know Jay always mentions that we're still waiting to dedicate that portion of the street to the town, so just something. And then I kind of touched on it earlier. I did, Greg, make sure that those speed bumps were on our portion. Purposely drove down through there to make sure that the ours was covered, so that the speed won't be an issue, but the main street coming down that way to the nursing home does not have a street bump. Guess you could do it temporary stop sign in the mornings maybe, and then just pull off to the side when that traffic flow kind of goes back to normal. We're really talking about a 30-minute window in the mornings that it's going to be busy. After that, it's going to be normal traffic flow.
Probably just takes people getting used to it.
It would, yes. But people do tend to go on that street pretty fast, I notice. Whatever that's street, water or sugar, whatever that is going all the way down to the nursing home. People do go quick that way.
People that it's 30.
It is starting on that street. Pretty bad.
It's pretty fast for that street.
It's 30,
Isn't
it's
still
30 in
with
front of
you?
my house.
I've had cars that wouldn't get up to 30 by the time you got to the end of that street.
Yeah,
Is the state putting a stop sign, you guys contacted them?
off of 250,
Yeah.
not anymore.
Last time state, when you requested them to come out and do a traffic study for putting a stoplight there at Jackson, the only day they came and sat there, the lady sat there, was the only day that didn't have to have anybody doing traffic out on 250, and like it was phenomenal. They said, yeah, there's no reason to have a stoplight.
We couldn't get some kind of temporary flashing lights that could be controlled by a police officer or someone that she would be the temporary 30 minutes before and after, just when you need it to be able to do traffic control. But I don't know if that's, if there are units out there that, I mean, I think we still have to have their approval, but
Yeah, you're erecting anything on the state highway, so it has to go on.
Yeah, you want to keep things on the town side.
They have them blinkers that, like in Seymour and everywhere, they come on at whatever time, speed limit's 30, and then after that's 40 or 45, whatever it is.
I've been out there, you know, so.
Yeah, we could change the Water Street speed limit and stuff, though. You could do a school zone speed limit. on it.
So I'm gonna ask about Water Street again, like going down there and gaining probably more than 30 miles per hour. It's fairly wide. Is that one where there's been parking on both sides and no
Is that-
parking?
The street going back to the school,
Yeah.
it just depends on how we set up our building code and everything. I mean, personally, I like parking on the street, especially on an access lane to the school. I would highly recommend it's not, but we're still working on the ordinances for those lots.
I just ask, I just wanna make sure that if that's the case, there's no setback for the actual driveway or whatever else needs to be.
Yeah, so,
Push that path anyway.
yeah, that's stuff we discussed last month, or this month's meeting. Once we decide what the codes are gonna be for those lots, then obviously we're gonna go out to auction those lots off. But yeah, those are all things we've been discussing, as far as sidewalks, lighting, all that kind of stuff, lighting will be infrastructure, really
Cause
sidewalks.
it's not wide enough to have cars parked on the side of the road,
Yeah.
plus people driving around there.
Yeah, that's something you try to avoid, especially on an access road like that, but it defeats the purpose of having the reason we have it. So, right now, we're just mainly worried about what the other potential future additions to that and planning ahead. But, in total, I think max, right now, we got plans for 4 lots down through there. I think max, we could have 2 more. The 4 were initial, that part of the initial ready grant money. I think $845,000. But, yeah, so that's work. And then the other question you guys had about well, you mentioned the pickup line. We have people pulling in there to get in line first at like 12:30. Yes, that sounds crazy, but that's the truth. So those people obviously create a backlog. I don't know if they don't have anything to do, but
Normally they're sleeping.
sleeping on the phone. And they show up
Sometimes they park their car and they get their chair out and walk away, sit in the grass and read a book while the car's parked there, waiting for their grandchild to get out of school.
So you were trying to accommodate people that have nothing to do. Yes. So, hopefully this gets covered because that causes a problem. Obviously, we have people parked in a line waiting.
They could come into a fire hazard issue situation, to be something at the gym, new gym, because they're parked.
So that plane is a living organism, so to speak.
And that's one of those, like, I want to make sure that we don't do something that
Yeah.
invent a piece
Yeah.
of plan that works better after we see.
The good news is that drive's pretty long on both. It's got pretty good distance. It's not, we've got some space, especially off the, whatever the road is for the nursing home. We have, that winds down through, and we've got a little bit of space down through there. But yeah, we're still, that plan is, how we operate down there as far as drop off and pick up is still, we're adapting. We're just seeing what works and what doesn't. And right now, things are coded for which sign they go to get picked up, and just working through different systems to try to make it as smooth as possible. So. Next meeting is scheduled for, Tuesday, December 9th, corporation office. And like I said, Tim, the next one is at the gym. At each year, our January is elementary, February is middle school, March is high school. And each building will be pursuing back with corporation office. Any questions on it? Sir?
Move on to old business. First up would be the dead trees on High Street. So is this work order, is that, that's two? And so, is that reason?
It was before last meeting, so it would have been the end of last week in October, when I called it in, and I haven't heard back from them, not said anything to me yet.
At this point, we probably need to try to reach out and see if we can get some kind of resolution on that.
Did you say, Sarah, did you say it was a dead tree that was close to Duke line?
3 of them.
Use the safety. If you drop the word safety in the request, it'll usually get more attention than the word.
When's the last
We want removed.
that came out? I think it was last week, but I can't remember. So they've been contacted before. Someone came out and said it wasn't.
Yeah, last year when they came to trim them, I contacted the boss then, and he looked at them and told me that. And then we just got a letter a few weeks back stating that they were gonna be in the area trimming trees. And they just went right by that area and went over towards the high school and the church over there and done. So
That was in the past month or so? Or?
oh, yeah, yeah.
Since I put the work order in,
Yeah, it was probably a week before we came to the last.
so about the same
last
time.
meeting, Probably. They were over in the church over towards the school. They were over there tripping out. Which is the same line that runs over in High Street.
I thought you were gonna, there was a Duke guy at your next meeting or something. You were gonna,
That's the gentleman that
I thought you were gonna talk to him about these.
I need to talk to him. Or reach out to him.
I did talk to Connor after that last meeting we were at, so Connor Barnett.
Yeah.
He did confirm obviously that these trees are in the public right of way. But his thought was, he said, I don't know for sure, but he said, I don't know if the town is responsible for them. Because although they're in public right of way, they would be on someone's property. Per se. So I looked into it a little bit. I was hoping Zach was gonna be here because I sent him some information. So I'll follow back up with Zach, but what I found out on it was primary responsibility. Adjacent property owners are responsible for maintaining and removing trees located in the public right of way adjoining their property. So it'd be like, we can't control who plants trees on those public right of ways or whatever. So we can't go in there and cut down trees the way it's looking like. So I'll get with Zach and get his take on it and then get back with you, let you know.
I was gonna say, so what about all the dead limbs falling out and falling across the road and everything else? Who's supposed to maintain all that?
Well, actually, what it gets into, and we don't have an ordinance in this town per trees specifically. We do have an ordinance that talks about requires property owners to maintain vegetation adjoining their property. While our ordinance doesn't explicitly mention trees, a lot of Indiana municipalities do assign responsibility for trees in the right of ways to the property owners. So actually, what this stated is that the actual town could request that the property owners take care of the trees and the limbs that are causing safety concerns. So I'm not saying that's the route we're going to go, but that's just looking at who's responsible for it. So I'll let Zach look at it and get an official.
Right. Yeah, because they're within inches off the road. I mean, other than a limb falling out, it's a sight distance probably.
Yeah, it's wherever the trunk is located is.
Right.
Where it's owners at. So, but hopefully we can get with Duke, if we can follow up with Duke, and if they'll help us out, we'll try to help get something done that route.
Moving on, the next point is the town unit insurance policy. So we went and spoke with Brown Insurance today, and last meeting our quote was for insurance went up. And last year we had roughly $7,000 worth of claims. One was, for the roof, leaky roof. And we also had a claim for, I think there was an accident during snow removal. We've got three new police cars. Everybody, what we did upgrades to wastewater treatment plant, but also we have a new truck that we got through the grant, and that's covered, and that's backlogged. Umbrella protection went up, that protects us here on the board. And then, roughly each year, there's a 6% increase, of value for town property. So that caused it, pretty much, I'm saying that the property increased value is up $5 million. That's what's caused the increase. But, yeah.
That's really nice.
That was the fault I had to put in.
Do you know if we can max out deductibles on our stuff? Is that an option? If we can increase the deductible for anything?
I can reach back out to
Not only go too much. I mean, I don't know if there's any higher what we're comfortable with, but it might be worth having him go through the exercise to see, give us a few different options.
We get uninsured that includes shelter, the part of, I don't know how much it's insured for, but
we asked about that. What?
it's gone, isn't it? No, the enclosed one. The enclosed one. Cause I called and asked them if they would cover it because of water damage, if they would cover the cost of it. And then they said no.
We had a discussion at the last one, looks plans for that, and we don't know, but it's not in that shape.
Right.
So that could be
I
something.
mean, I don't know what's insured for, but.
I wouldn't assume it's that much.
But you never know.
Yeah.
6% more than what it was last year.
You never know.
Anything else for old business?
Why don't we just go ahead and tear that enclosed shelter house down?
We got them for it.
We didn't want to, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Easy now, we're gonna have our meetings.
It is caving in. It's caving in.
It's been caving in for 20 years. It's worse. Yeah. Just the last.
Technical did ask me, they asked if the park ring that Brian's there. They don't know, do we make people sign waivers that rent the pool for one time or rent the shelter for one? Like, do we make them sign a waiver of any sort?
The VBA does waivers for anybody that participates in the league, I know that.
But do they make them sign every time they
Did
pass?
the town make the VBA sign a waiver to use the facility or to use town property? No. You guys issue a liability waiver to rent the Heritage Park? So, yeah, it's an all-encompassing thing. You probably should do that for the entire town.
Say that's something.
It should be on us to issue individual liability waivers.
I know it's not for everything, but some things will make sure they have insurance and all that stuff.
Well, and yes, here's the thing, I know the VBA has its own insurance policy, always has. I mean, my name's yes, it has its own insurance, and the pickleball association should have their own insurance policy as well. If they don't, then they're just skimpy. But they should have their own insurance policy.
Well, that's what, like Alex was saying, we don't know what they got, we don't know anything, you know what I'm
And
saying?
the park would be included under the town's umbrella policy, for sure. As far as liability waivers.
Because she was saying they're having tournaments, and then when they go play at a tournament, say in Columbus, if you've already signed a waiver to play at Columbus, you don't have to sign another waiver. Forever or for the year? For the year. So she's asking, should she make people come sign a waiver every single time? How do we do it, or do they even need to sign a waiver?
Maybe varies by town. We used to do that for baseball. Some tournaments would require an entire team to have.
So do you make them sign every time?
It was just, if you were there for one time, if you were playing 3 times there that year, you would sign it one time, and that way it would roll for the next tournament. It was basically a yearly liability waiver.
told me to talk to Zach about getting
The general one.
Anything else on the rule business? Move on to new business. And we've got a sewer jet proposal for 121 West Cummings Street. That's for a leak under the house. Average sewer usage is 2,800 gallons. Gallons to be adjusted is 2,100 gallons. The only information provided was it was under the, which was under the house. We know it's been fixed.
Yes, he fixed it himself.
Okay, the gallon to be adjusted, or the amount to be adjusted per gallon for $41.45.
I'll make a motion to approve the sewer adjustment for the water leak at 121 West Cummings for 41.45.
Andy makes the motion, there's a second. Second. Brian makes the second. All those in favor of sewer adjustment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. So that's passed.
We must probably modify our policy / form on the repair part of that.
Mhm.
Because if something happened, I would fix it myself. Well, depending on what it was, right? If he fix it himself, so that I think now was going to show the proof of repair.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if they don't fix it, they're not going to get they only get one shot at it a year. So
So please attach supporting documentation such as a phone bill or original receipt from the store. If you could have done it by themselves.
you may not have to buy anything.
Yeah.
If you have one.
So I say just to clean it up, we probably get rid of that part for future.
Any other thing under the business? If not, I make a motion to adjourn.
So
I think no motion, you can take on the adjourn the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, meeting is adjourned.
Jeremy, did you survive deer camp? Did you survive deer camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good time.
Yeah, just been sitting at a good time. A little bit, I got to talk to him, he crashed.